drugs. This morning, we are going to have our fourth hearing on the rising number of missing persons allegedly involved in sabong and e-sabong related incidents. May I request our committee secretary to please acknowledge our resource persons present today. Comsec?
Yes, sir. We would like to acknowledge the following resource persons. From DOJ, Attorney George Ortal. From the PNP, Police General Leonardo Carlos. Police Major General Eliseo Cruz, Director ng CIDG. And guest here, sir. I'll just get their names, sir. From the NBI, sir, Director Bukaling and Director from NBI, sir, Regional Director of NCR, Regional Director Emetrio Dongalio, sir. Good morning. From the Philippine National Police, we would like to acknowledge the presence of Police Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Arenas, Police Staff Sergeant Jovelyn Tomagos, Police Staff Sergeant Troy Paragas, Police Staff Sergeant Alfred Manes and Andes, Police Staff Sergeant Denar Roda. Thank you, sir. And Police Lieutenant Colonel Corapa. Thank you, sir. Sir, we'll be recognizing the other guests later, sir, when they take their seats, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Comsec. For the last three hearings, we have heard several information and updates on the ongoing investigation on missing sabongeros. Today, we are determined to tie up all loose ends and fill in the gaps as necessary, so that this committee, with the help of my hardworking colleagues, can prepare and submit the committee report for plenary deliberation. But before I continue, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bongo, who is present virtually. Good morning, Senator Bongo. Recommended actions will be formed according to the information gathered from our committee hearings, including submitted documents. Layunin natin na sa pag-implementa ng ating mga magiging rekomendasyon ay maiiwasan na muli ang mga ganitong nakakalungkot na pangyayari. At sa tulong ng ating mga kapulisan at ng Department of Justice, mapapanagot ang mga taong may kagagawan sa mga krimen at mabibigyan ng hustisya ang mga pamilya ng biktima. Maraming salamat po. Before we begin our discussion, may we know if Senator Tolentino would like to give his opening statement?
Just for the record, and I'd like to place some jurisdictions consider today as Easter Monday. Yesterday was Easter Sunday. 2 days before was Good Friday. And it's been part of the Filipino culture to recognize our faith-based practices, noticeably on Good Friday. Good Friday, all the malls were closed. Since I was a small child, all the big establishments were closed, traditionally, and out of respect for our faith. I read a paper yesterday that there was an event that was supposed to take place but that did not push through because of unruly crowd. I'm referring to the traditional Good Friday celebrations around Quiapo Church. Yesterday, there was even, the Good Friday even celebrated an event in Sampaloc and almost all areas in the Philippines, because we are deeply a faith-based Christian Catholic country, although we're still celebrating the Ramadan today. But Mr. Chairman, I noticed that even on a Good Friday, contrary to what Pagcor has been saying that they have been regulating e-sabong, on that very Good Friday, 2 days ago, there was e-sabong. Nakagulat naman po yun. That there should be at least a semblance of respect for our traditions. And I asked Pagcor why this happened. If Pagcor is listening, I took note of the fact that several Pagcor casinos were closed out of respect for the Good Friday commemoration. Pero ang nagre-regulate, hinayaan yung nare-regulate na magbukas at mag-operate. There were isabong activities last Good Friday. Just for the record, Mr. President, it would probably take us several more hours or even weeks or months to really craft a legislation for the 19th Congress which would reflect not just the needs of the times, but even our deeply rooted character as a Christian nation. Yun po yung kulang. Yun po yung nawala dito, yung tradisyon. Ang naalala ko lang sa sabong, ang naalala ko lang sa manok, yung si St. Peter ba yun, na may hawak ng manok nung araw. Pero there was a gross violation of our faith. I don't know why it was done. Probably Pagcor slept on its job. Pagcor probably forgot that they're supposed to regulate as they claim that they're regulating. Just for the record, Mr. Chairman, I would want that as part of my manifestation and opening statement. Salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Tolentino. This representation also would like to associate with your sentiments that you just aired this morning. Talaga nakakalungkot talaga dahil you can just imagine Biyernes Santo patuloy pa rin yung isabong parang hindi na nirespeto yung ating faith ng yung ating Catholic Church ay parang hindi na nirespeto yung ating belief. But anyway, Mr. Senator Tolentino, this committee would like to seek the feedback coming from Pagcor why this happened. Alam mo, yung mga politiko, yung mga tumatakbo ngayon na nagkakandara pa na dahil kukunting panahon na lang bago mag-eleksyon ay nirespeto itong ating yung ating Semana Santa. Binawal ang pagpangampanya pero ang isabong walang bawal-bawal, tuloy. So ako po'y nalulungkot. Sana makarating ito sa atensyon ng Pagcor. Bakit hinayaan nila ito? Thank you for that observation, Senator Tolentino. Before we begin our discussion, may I request the committee secretary, Mr. Lawrence Asierto, to administer the oath of all resource persons physically and virtually present into this hearing.
Thank you, sir. May we request those people who have not yet taken their oath to please stand, especially the people here and at that side. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this investigation? Thank you. Please take seats.
Thank you, Comsec. For orderly conduct of today's hearing, you would like to give the floor first to those we invited because their names were mentioned last hearing. But to start, may we call on the PNP-CIDG to give us some updates on their investigation. You have the floor,
Yes, sir.
General Eli Cruz.
To the Honorable Chairman of the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, Senator Ronald De La Rosa, sir. All distinguished senators, physically and virtually present, to our Chief PNP, Police General Junardo Carlos, sir, and friends from the media, all attendees for today's Senate hearing. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. The CIDG manifests its full support to this honorable committee's endeavor on conducting this investigation on the missing persons involved in e-sabong related incidents in view of the recommending legislative measures that would address similar incidents. And we would like to inform this honorable body that out of the 8 sensational cases being investigated by the CIDG involving 34 missing persons engaged in e-sabong, the CIDG investigators have already filed 2 separate cases against the suspects and several jandos involved in the incidents that happened in Manila Arena in Santa Ana, Manila, which is the case number 1, and Las Cos residence in San Pablo City, which is the case number 8. Just to refresh of what we have reported last Senate hearing on March 21, 2022, regarding the breakthrough on the investigation in connection with the case of Ricardo John Lasco, a master agent of e-sabong who was kidnapped by more than 10 armed men inside his residence in San Pablo City, Laguna, on August 30, 2021, wherein the victims and witnesses positively identified policemen as suspects. These policemen were formerly assigned at the Provincial Intelligence Branch of Laguna Police Provincial Office based in Santa Cruz, Laguna. On April 11, 2022, the CIDG, together with the victims and complaining witnesses, filed criminal complaints for violation of kidnapping and serious illegal detention, punishable under Article 267, and robbery committed by a band, punishable under Article 293 in relation to Article 296 of the revised Penal Code against the 5 identified policemen who are now assigned in Police Regional Office Calabarzon, Regional Personnel and Holding Admin Unit or RPHAW, and other jandos before the National Prosecution Service of the Department of Justice. In the issue of brothers Darwin and Alvin Indon, who were allegedly involved in game fixing, it is claimed that they were falsely charged for violation of Republic Act 9165 and presently detained in Laguna Provincial Jail in Santa Cruz, Laguna, identified the same group of police officers involved. And these police officers are now under summary hearing proceedings before the Regional Internal Affairs Service 4A for their administrative case. In the other incidents of missing sabungeros, the CIDG will continue to conduct investigation to gather more pieces of evidence as well as sworn statements of credible witnesses for eventual filing of appropriate charges against the suspects. To this honorable committee and to the rest of the Filipino people, rest assured that the CIDG and the Philippine National Police as a whole will continue to do our best efforts towards the resolution of these cases. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, General Eliseo Cruz, for that update. So, 2 out of 8 na tayo. 2 pa lang nakapile na kaso. May 6 pa na bubunuin mo pa yan. But anyway, I hope and I pray that kahit na mag-adjourn na itong hearing natin na ito, because this cannot go on forever. Otherwise, mag-isip sila na may iba tayong layunin